how we're going to conduct the webinar this evening is I'm just going to introduce Stafford Associates very briefly, and I'm then going to hand you over to Dr. Olga, who's going to chat about the program. Right at the end of the presentation, you will have a chance to actually type in your questions on the left-hand side. Please ensure that these questions are more academic related, because that is why Dr. Olga is here and she can answer all your questions. Okay, right, so let's go on. Who is Stafford Associates? Now, we are the very first resource center provider for distance learning in the Middle East. We are currently the resource center for 5 UK universities, one of which is the University of Leicester. We do offer a variety of programs, including certificates, diplomas, bachelor's, masters, as well as doctoral degrees. And our role here in the Middle East is to assist you throughout your registration process and to offer you academic as well as administrative support. Okay, I'm going to hand you over now to Dr. Olga, and I'll come back at the end and we'll join you then.
All attendees are muted.
Hello and welcome everyone from the University of Leicester. The university itself is located in the very heart of England. We call this area Midlands. It's about an hour and 10 minutes away from London by train. You may be aware that Leicester, University of Leicester and Leicester as a city have made the world news twice in the recent few years. First in 2012, when there was a discovery of the skeleton of King Richard III. And then last year when we had the spectacular win of the Leicester City Football Club known as the Foxes, yes, in the 2015-16 Premier League. The university was founded in 1921, so it is very old, well, not as old as Oxford, but old university, and was granted the Royal Charter in 1957. It's one of the top 1% of the world universities as ranked by the Times Higher Education, and in the top rankings in various other ratings. The Leicester MBA is a program that I would like to introduce to you today because I am the director of the program. So I am in charge of the academic side of the program and general program development and program delivery. And I also teach personally on one of the modules on the program. So Leicester MBA has been launched over a quarter of a century ago, and it has been one of the first AMBA accredited distance learning MBA courses, not just in the UK, but in the world. So we have a very considerable experience of teaching distance learning programs, and we have evolved with the whole evolution of the online distance learning technologies. We pride ourselves on delivering the program that brings the top academic research and insight and rigor, and combining it with very practical approach, helping you as the future leaders of the businesses and non-business organizations to develop very strong background in general management knowledge and the skills that leaders of the world-class organizations need to possess. We are very international in our outlook, in our approach to teaching and learning, and in terms of our student body and our alumni networks. Yes, over the quarter of a century, we have produced about 12,000 graduates that are currently working in over 100 countries of the world. And we, as the School of Business, and we on the Leicester MBA program are also very international in terms of the composition of our faculty. On the Leicester MBA, we've got people from 10 different nationalities teaching. Myself, personally, I have been born and raised in Russia and did my undergraduate degree there, but I then moved to the United States and did my doctorate there and taught there for a while before I moved to the United Kingdom, and I have been teaching here for the past, quite a few years at the Universities of Nottingham and now Leicester. The Leicester MBA program is designed to fit with your work and family commitments and is therefore delivered very flexibly. But we also have a very structured approach so that you can progress through the program smoothly and achieve the final result, graduate on time. We also provide very strong support, both in terms of the support provided by our module leaders, our career support, our personal tutoring system, online materials, and professional support in terms of various administrative issues. Yes, can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
We can hear
Yes, someone was saying that the voice is breaking. I think Abdul Karim. Yes, it sounds like it's loud and clear for everyone, but just I think one person. Yes, it looks like it's just Abdul Karim. I'm very sorry. I will try to speak yet louder and clearer. Now, let me introduce you to our program structure. Yes, the program itself is 2.5 years long, and you have 5 modules on the program. Each module is 6 months long, or 24 weeks in length, and you will be studying just one module at a time. Your journey will begin with the first module called Managing and Developing People and Organizations. To start with, you will have a month-long induction program that will introduce you to the program, to all the learning resources and opportunities, to the assessment, and to your fellow students. And you will develop or just polish your study skills and your ability to interact with the tutors and your peers in the online environment. Following the induction, the rest of the module will introduce you to the general management with orientation on people and the management of the human resources, covering a wide area of issues, both the classic human resource management issues such as the work analysis, recruitment and selection, training and development, performance and reward management, and then moving on to the issues that we call organizational behavior topics, covering working in teams, leadership, managing change, and alongside also developing your skills from critical thinking, strategic thinking, reflective thinking skills to your decision making, communication, working with teams, and so forth. You will then move on to your second module, which is called Managing Value Creation Processes from Idea to Market. And this covers the whole range of issues from, indeed, as it says here, designing the idea for the product and service, innovating, and entrepreneurship, to developing the marketing side of the operations, to designing the operation management side of the business. You will then move on to your third module, and the first three modules we call core modules because everyone takes them, so that you get a strong foundation in general management and various functional areas that feed into it. Yes, your third core module is managing finances and strategic decision making, and this covers indeed, both general development of the strategy, but also economic and financial and accounting underpinnings of that. So you will be covering the managerial accounting, corporate finance, and strategy in this module, as well as the issues of business ethics, sustainability, and corporate responsibility. Then you move on to so-called options, and we have three options that are linked to the three specialisms that we offer on the program. So you can either just do the general management orientated MBA, or you can focus on one of the three specialist areas. And these areas are human resource management, marketing, and finance, the areas in which School of Business at the University of Leicester is particularly strong. So you can choose either the marketing-orientated module called Managing International Marketing, Communications, Brands, and Relationships, or finance-orientated module, which you can guess that's from the module title, Managing Finance for Corporate Policy and Strategy, or the Strategic Human Resource Management module. And then the final, the crowning glory, the final module in the program is your MBA project. Before you embark on the MBA project, the front part of this module would focus on organizational research and consultancy methods that allow you to develop the knowledge and skills to conduct the project, and then you will do the project itself. And as a project, you can either do an in your company business case or development of a particular business initiative, or you can do a business analysis of an industry or a particular issue that is relevant to your career progression. Or if you choose so, you can also do a business startup plan. And of course, if you are academically inclined and interested in perhaps pursuing a consultancy or professional academic career further on, you can also do a more traditional dissertation. Parallel with these modules, and on this slide you can see that it's reflected in a purple purple strip or purple arrow running from month 1 to month 24 is something called Learning and Professional Development Portfolio. This is a record of your learning, your reflection, your attainment of skills, and engagement in career development on the program. This will be the portfolio that will help you evidence your competencies to both, for the purposes of you gaining the MBA award, but also for your current and prospective employers. The idea is that you can use this portfolio to showcase your skills and competencies developed on the MBA program to support, say, your performance management review, your application for promotion, or to support your application for a job in a different company and provide further illustrations of what you have learned and what you are capable of. And also running throughout the program, we have the Career Management and Development Program, a program of various events that help you develop your career. I can see there are quite a few questions already on the chat. As we announced at the start of this webinar, I will, after I've introduced the program, I will address these questions. So go ahead, type your questions in the chat window, and I will make sure that I will answer all these questions after I have completed my brief presentation. In terms of the assessment is varied and very engaging. In the core modules, you will have a midterm exam and the final individual assignment. In your option module, you will have an individual assignment and a group assignment, group project. MBA project, as I already told you, is wide open in terms of options that you can tailor to your interests, either a life consultancy style study or a business plan or traditional dissertation. The main focus on developing your ability to translate the knowledge and skills you acquired on the program to your work, to your practice, to your career. And I already said learning and development portfolio will be an additional piece of assessment. It's not marked, but it's assessed on the pass-fail, and that is to provide both us and you with the evidence of your participation in the program, your reflection, your engagement in career development, and to also give you something that you can support your career progression in other ways. We have a combination in this program of online and face-to-face delivery. Yes, online we have live lectures, live seminars, discussion forums. That these are not conducted in real time, but these are for your study group, and they're facilitated by your tutor. And of course, there's a wealth of online resources for your guided independent study, including the detailed study guide, readings, and various forms of activities. So In terms of how it may look like, your weeks would be uh, including, say, a 2-hour online lecture and then some activities, and then alternate week you would have 1 or 2 hours live online seminar. Live seminars are done in small study groups, and we schedule them so that they're convenient for different time zones, and so we are trying to make sure that these fit with your work, fit around your work commitments. In addition to online delivery and support, we also have face-to-face delivery, and this is in the form of 4 residential workshops that are conducted throughout the program. There is one for each of the first 3 core modules and one for the MBA project. The residential workshops are held at one of our 5 global centers around the world. We currently have global centers in Leicester, in the Middle East, in East Africa, West Africa, and Southern Europe. So you can attend a residential workshop at any global center of your choice, and of course we will have one that is near you in UAE. The workshops are, each workshop is just 2 days long, and it's conducted at the weekend, at your weekend. You will be pleased to know that our weekend, that's on Friday and Saturday. The option module does not have the residential workshop, but to ensure the flexibility, you may choose to attend a residential for one of our earlier core modules during the option module. And in addition to this, we also have something called Leicester Masterclass, what we used to call summer school, but we renamed it. It's a week-long residential event held annually here at the University of Leicester at the end of August, beginning of September. That includes thematic workshops on some specific issues, particularly current issues relevant to business, such as digital work, data analytics, risk management, project management, and such. We also provide the learning support to you in the form of your own personal tutor, who will be supporting you throughout your studies on the program and would also guiding you and helping you to work on your learning and professional development portfolio. We have extensive library support, and we have the dedicated School of Business career development manager who organizes the career management and development activities. There is an element of required learning here on the program for the Leicester MBA, and you have the choice of 2 study routes. The one includes you attending 3 residential workshops and all live online seminars. We're requiring the attendance at that. Or alternatively, you can attend 1 residential workshop at any of the global centers, all live seminars, and then the week-long Leicester Masterclass here at the University of Leicester. The residential workshops have their own learning outcomes, and they're all integral to modules. So students who have not attended a residential will have online teaching to ensure that you have achieved the learning outcomes. Our our entry requirements are standard for MBA programs. We require an undergraduate degree at what we call, second class UK degree or its equivalent, and 3 years of work experience. In exceptional circumstances, we would consider students who have significant management experience and recognized professional qualifications. And we also, for those of you whose first degree was not completed in English, we also have English language requirements. I can talk about it in more detail if you wish. But again, they are standard master's level requirements. And last but not least, the course fees are just under £14,000. You can pay them in 6 installments. Our next intake is the 1st April of 2017, and the application deadline for this is the 1st of March. Right, okay, I can see there is already quite a few questions, so the last slide prompting you to provide more questions is rather redundant, so let me just quickly scroll up and see what are the questions. Yes, the first one was about whether we're working on our AACSB accreditation, and indeed it is the part of our School of Business strategic plan, both this and EQUIS accreditation. So we are striving to become triple accredited, as it is known in the world of the MBA programs. In which countries is our Leicester MBA deal recognized? Well, we have not yet seen any country in which it hasn't been recognized. So, the MBA degree has the international recognition. What is the ratio of lectures versus research in the program? You probably mean more by lectures contact, because it's not just lectures, it's also seminars and various online discussion forums. So you're probably talking about in our academic speak, we call it contact hours, yes, where you work with either other students or with the tutor. And the rest is something called guided independent study hours. Yes, when you work on your own, reading, undertaking various activities. Well, doing homework, as it were, for your modules. The proportion is it's about 1 to 2. Yes, for 1 hour of the contact, it's 2 hours of your independent study. So I hope that's what you meant by the ratio of lectures versus research. Okay, let me see what the other questions. Right, in which cities are the workshops conducted? We are still finalizing the locations for West Africa and East Africa. For UAE, it will be, and I'm sorry, but I never can pronounce it properly, so I just use the abbreviation, RAC. In Southern Europe, it will be alternating between Nicosia and Athens, and of course, there's one in Leicester. What percentage of the modules are conducted online? Well, in each of the core module, the majority of the module is online, but you have a weekend-long residential. In the option module, you do not have the residential workshop. In your MBA project module, you have, again, a residential workshop. And in addition to that, you have the week of Leicester Masterclass. Can you choose a general MBA plan instead of any of the 3 option specializations? You can, yes, whichever option you choose, it does not commit you to doing this specialism, because in order to be awarded MBA degree with the specialism in the brackets, you need not only take the option, but you also need to do your MBA project in that area. If you want to keep your choices open, you can choose any option, and that gives you the general MBA plan, as you call it. Will the new structure MBA be AMBA accredited? Well, we will be having the reaccreditation team in March, and we're obviously, aiming for only one result, i.e. reaccreditation. So so that's the plan. Can someone with practical and long working experience be considered directly for a DBA? Well, we do not currently offer a doctor in business administration. Generally, it would depend on the institution, but that would be a question to someone else and not to me as the Leicester MBA director. Since it's an online course, how are we to do the group assessment? The same way you work with your international teams virtually, and this we consider the great preparation for you, the strategic leaders of today and tomorrow, living in the virtual connected world where most of the things we do now is online. So I'm pretty sure you're very well versed in connecting with your colleagues via email, by Skype. I'm sure you keep in touch with your friends and colleagues on various applications. WhatsApp seems to be the current popular with our Leicester MBA students. And of course, we provide you with the formal official platform for your group work, which is our virtual learning environment, which is Blackboard. It's called Blackboard. So there will be the special areas for you to connect online, and we also have our version of Facebook, which is called Yammer, for kind of more informal communications. So plenty of opportunities and a fantastic training for all your work with your virtual teams. Are we going to give you a certificate after completing each module, or is it going to be one certificate at the end of the program? It will be one certificate award at the end of the program, though we are considering issuing special certificates or letters of attendance for your attendance of residential workshops. That is to be confirmed. Where is our workshop in East Africa? Again, to be confirmed. We are just confirming, the facilities in two places, and as soon as we know for certain, we will let you know. Can you choose to blend distance learning and on-campus learning? Well, in a way, that's what you will be doing because although, as I said, there is there's a lion's share of online learning. We also have 4 campus-based workshops and the whole week of Leicester masterclasses. Can the fees change during the 30-month period? No. No, they don't. You sign the contract, or we sign the contract with you, and the fee that's in that contract when you register is the fee you have to pay. We have incentives for the students who want to pay the full fee in advance, and that's the incentive in the form of 5% off the fees for the program. So I hope some of you may be tempted. Will ACCA members be exempted? If so, how long the course duration will be instead of the usual 30 months? Because of the accreditation requirements, we do not offer any exemptions, I'm afraid. So, although your previous professional qualifications would be taken into account as part of your application, but it does not entitle you to exemptions. Where will the exams be conducted? Oh yes, I'm sorry I missed that important bit when I was presenting to you the program. They are all you can take the exam at Leicester, but it's probably more convenient if you take it in one of our exam centers throughout the world, and we have some near you, and we have many more certified exam centers around the world than we do have global centers where we have our residential workshops. So we know that we will find you the place that is convenient for you. Can you complete this MBA in less than 30 months? No, that's the normal duration. You can take longer, but you would not be able to achieve all the learning outcomes in less than 30 months. We think it's already a fairly intense program, which would require you to commit about 14, 15 hours a week. That's the commitment that most of our applicants and students can make, and that's what we base the whole program duration on. Because it is effectively part-time, the majority of the applicants, the majority of our students are in full-time employment, and making the program shorter would mean doing many more hours per week, and that's something that our applicants and students would not like to see. If you failed any of the modules, what will you do next? You will be offered an opportunity to resit the assessment, and it would depend on the module, but most likely you would be offered some form of timed online examination. So yes, you will be allowed to resubmit the assessment. Why the modules each 6 months in duration? Because, well, if you want to go into the technical details, and I'm afraid these may be unavoidable in this particular case, is because these are 30 credit, these are large modules. We have opted to integrate them both for some, practical logistical reasons, but also to ensure that you can study one subject area, topic area at a time. We used to have a program where you would take, say, in parallel, accounting and business ethics, and that was, we thought, too distracting for the students. So now we provide the students with an opportunity to focus just on one area, but just give it their best, devote all attention to a particular subject at a time. And then we integrate different subjects so that they're not standalone, accounting and finance and economics, but so that you see the connections between all these areas, because they naturally and in practice feed into each other. And so integrating this neighboring and interrelated subject areas has resulted in developing this kind of large modules, as chunky modules. But it also helps in terms of assessment, because obviously, with large chunky modules, you have fewer exams or other types of assessment, and you are able to, develop better and prepare better for the assessment. If you attend the general module, what's the difference if you go with finance module? If you want to pursue MBA without any specialism, you can choose either finance or marketing or human resource management option. If you want to do a specialism, then you have to do the option that fits with that specialist area, and then you also have to do the project that is in the specialist area. Right. How's this MBA structure different to the previous MBA program? We have introduced the residential workshops by popular demand, as it were, because students want to have face-to-face experience and want to meet face-to-face both with other students for networking and support, and with the module leaders, with our faculty. And we also thought that it's better in terms of developing the skills, because there are certain skills that are more difficult to develop online, and that is best developed in face-to-face. So that was a change. We also as I just mentioned when I was talking about, why do we have this 6-month-long modules, we also have reorganized so the students do not study several different modules at a time, i.e. several different subject areas, but have to study just one area at a time. So students take one module at a time and not several. So these are perhaps the key changes. How can you get more information on the modules, not only the general description of the subjects covered? Yes, we have more marketing materials, and I will be happy to send you via Stafford Associates more detailed descriptions of the modules.
Thank you. Yes, I'll just add, Dr. Olga, Abdul Karim, we actually do have some information available for you. So you do get in contact with your academic consultant, and they'll be able to send you that information where it does actually describe each module and what will be covered. So you're very welcome to contact us tomorrow for that.
Very good. Thank you very much. Can you download your study materials, and are there any textbooks that you'll receive? You will be able to download the readings, because of all the readings that that you will be doing, such as articles or textbook chapters, are available online in downloadable form from our library. There is also online study guide, which you will be required to read, but it would not be downloadable. It will be available offline, but not downloadable, because it's structured in such a way that it's not amenable to turning into a PDF. And it's designed specifically so that you can read and engage with it and go into various activities or videos and such online. But as I say, you also would be able to have the offline version. We now stay away from sending any physical things like textbooks or study packs. Everything is online and available online. Do you still need to take English test if you completed your bachelor's degree in English? No. You have an incomplete degree, and what's required to apply on the basis of work experience. We will look more carefully, because those who do not have a completed undergraduate degree, we just examine this application and take all various considerations into account. This is an individual approach, and your application would be looked at carefully individually. Who will conduct the residential sessions? Yes, these will be the tutors directly from the University of Leicester. What costs are involved for the residentials as opposed to the Leicester Masterclass? The cost will be for you to travel to the residential and your overnight stay, if so required. So with the Leicester Masterclass, again, your travel and your accommodation. Is MBA accepted for work in the UK? Yes. How many hours a week should you spend in your studies? As I said, there will be about 14, 15 hours a week, of which in a week you would probably spend 2 hours attending the live lecture or watching the recording of that lecture, because these will be available after lecture to download. You will spend a couple of hours in online discussion forum, and the rest of the hours will be your reading, revising, doing various activities, writing, reflecting, and so forth. What will be covered in residentials as opposed to the Leicester Masterclass? Residentials are related to the modules and the topics covered in the modules. For instance, the residential for the first module which is managing and developing people and organizations, will be related to your people management skills, and will particularly focus on leadership and negotiation. Your residential for, say, your second module, which is about developing products and services from the idea to market, would be business immersive simulation exercise related to developing exactly that, your ideas from your products and services from the idea to bringing it to the market. So these will be this will provide the integration of the skills that you're developing, and also focus on the skills such as your presentation skills, such as your negotiation skills, leadership skills, and such. Leicester Masterclass also would have activities and events related to leadership and entrepreneurship, but it also has specific thematic areas that are not otherwise covered, or covered only partly in our modules, and these would be on big data and analytics, managing in the digital world, project management, and risk management. Will the university assist you in getting a visa for the Leicester Masterclass? I'm hoping Stafford Associates are very skilled and assisting students in supporting them with their visa issues. Will the online sessions and yes?
Oh, sorry. Yes, unfortunately, Stafford does not get involved with regarding to the visa requirements for the students. However, I know that the students can just contact the university directly and see if they can assist them with that.
Oh, all right. Yes, obviously, all the kind of invitations that if they're required, University of Leicester would provide you full support. It's just that the local support you'll probably have to go to, the specialists or travel agents and such. Apologies for that. Will the online sessions and discussions be scheduled specifically for UAE students, or is it UK timings? We will be scheduling them for students in various time zones. So it's not UK timings, but the timings where most of our students live and work. So I'm sure there will be UAE timings and timings for, as I already said, we've got global centers all around the world. We've got students, currently on the program, I think, from 80 different countries. So we will be taking this into account. Can you choose to take all workshops in the UK? Absolutely. Yes, please. You're more than welcome to come here. And in fact, we encourage the students to use this opportunity to travel the world. In 30 months you can attend 4 residential workshops in different global centers and Leicester Masterclass at Leicester. So you can get exposure to 5 different cultures. You can network with students, that you can get this full immersive cultural experience. So that's a great opportunity. Okay. How soon do we expect to be CSB accredited? That I don't think I can put a finger on that, but it's not imminent, but it's forthcoming. Can you please show us a preview of the virtual campus? Do you have exam centers in? Right. preview of the virtual campus, or if you mean our virtual learning environment, then it would be a little bit difficult to do it within this session, but I'll see what we can do at a later stage. Where are we? Do we have exam centers in Saudi Arabia? Yes. Where would you most likely do your examinations if you're based in the UAE? Stafford, would you be able to say where are your exam centers normally are? Are they in Dubai or all over?
Basically what happens is once the student obviously is ready to write the examination, you would get in touch with your student advisor at the university, and they will be able to advise you of your closest exam center to where you are residing. So if you are in Jeddah, for example, they will let you know exactly which venue you could go and write. If you're in Dubai, the same system applies. And that normally happens directly between the students and the student advisors at the university. So there definitely will be centers that is closest to you.
Thank you very much. Right. Abu Amir, lots of questions. With a total of 500 hours of committed interaction via online, residential, and masterclass, is it still doable for managers like yourself who also have other commitments? Yes, absolutely. You know, we have designed this with full-time working managers in mind, and that's partly the reason why it's, as I explained earlier, why it takes 30 months, because, you know, we do not put the we only add to your otherwise busy weekly schedule only 15 hours or so, yes? So it is doable. The residentials, you know, they're located in the areas of the world where we have the majority of our students. So I'm sure you know yours will be convenient for you, and you know we conduct them on the weekends, so you don't have to take time off work. Ditto with exams. Exams are on Saturday, which is a weekend day everywhere in the world. So you should be able to find the center that's convenient for you, and you should be able to take out of your busy schedule what a weekend every 6 months or so. That's not too arduous. If you can't attend the Leicester Masterclass, you will do the online equivalent of that. So, you know, if for some reason you're unable to attend it at Leicester, but then you'll have to have, you know, 3 residentials done. But this obviously could be in a global center near you. And can you attend various global centers for your residentials? Yes, you can pick and choose. That's important. Is the graduation ceremony conducted in the UK? Yes, absolutely. That's unfortunately we haven't yet delegated this to the global centers. We like to see you all here.
Okay.
Right. Oh, we have managed all questions, I think.
Very good questions. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Wonderful questions. And thank you again, Dr. Olga, for taking time out of your busy schedule to conduct the webinar and answer all these questions. As Dr. Olga has said, we are currently accepting applications for the April cohort. It is a very, very busy cohort, and it is actually booking up quite quickly. So do send in your application. applications. Our application deadline is on the 1st of March of 2017. But do send those applications in early so we can send
Early,
through.
exactly. Don't wait till the last moment. I entirely agree with Helen, particularly, if your case requires special attention, as one of the callers asked, about the being accepted with incomplete undergraduate degree, just to avoid being, through the challenges of application process, being pushed to the next cohort, apply in good time. And thank you very much, Helen, also for supporting this and for fielding of the questions that that I directed to you. And thank you all very much for participating in the webinars and your questions. And I will be looking forward to seeing you all, virtually and in real life on the Leicester MBA.
Okay, thank you again, Dr. Olga, and good evening to everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.